Okay guys, welcome back to the supplement review. Now this week we are looking at Smoke. Now this is an import pre-workout from the US. The company behind it is called Performance Fuel and Nutrition. They contacted me through Instagram and wanted us to look at their pre-workout, so they sent us a tub across. I've got to say straight off the bat, there's some interesting ingredient choices in this, but I've got my concerns about some of the dosing. For example, there's half a gram of BCAAs in here. You know, independently, I'm not sure what that's supposed to do, but I guess we'll see. As usual, we've sent out samples of this to members of the public, so they're going to get it to try. I've taken this for a week to give my opinion, and we've also got an expert formula breakdown from Richard Foster, owner of Strong Sports Nutrition. So let's start with the public. What do they have to say about Smoke?
Well, it smells and tastes really nice. It's peach flavour, a really strong peach.
Mixability of the product was excellent. The texture was excellent, really smooth. One downside for me was the taste. It was listed as peach flavour. Not a massive fan of peach anyway. It had quite a chemically aftertaste.
In terms of mixology, it's taken a little while for me to mix it in. There's been a few white flakes floating around for a little while. It has taken quite some shaking. Flavour-wise, it's actually pretty good. One of the better tasting pre-workouts. Taste is one that I like, actually. Yeah, I could like this.
First off, mixed really well once I did the lid up. Mint. Made a right fucking mess of the gym. Flavour, taste, it was peach. And it happens to taste just like peach squash, which big fan of. Big fan. I mixed it with quite a lot of water. I've never used pre-workout before. Mixed up really well. Lots of water. Nice squash.
It gave me a really good session in the gym. It was an early morning leg session. I did really well. I was quite happy with my performance, kept me focused. Followed it up by a small HIIT session just to keep me going. And then when I'm buying or looking at pre-workouts, I need something that's not going to give me a massive down in work. I've got an active job. I need to just carry on through, and this actually gave me lots of energy for the next few hours. I was actually in a positive mood in work. I would definitely buy this again. I was actually really surprised. Didn't have any bad after effects. Yeah, definitely buy again.
First of all, there was no intense rush of the feeling of energy that you get with some pre-workouts. There was no really high sort of jump up in terms of the level of focus and energy that I had. It was more of a gradual sort of thing. Didn't notice any necessarily heavier lifting during the workout. I would use the pre-workout again just for the simple fact that I don't like pre-workouts where you get the sudden rush of energy. There was no harsh come down, probably due to the fact that there wasn't an intense sort of jump up in terms of energy levels. I would definitely use it again if it was optional for me. It would depend on the cost of the unit though.
I know that beta-alanine is one of the ingredients in there, and I didn't sort of get any of the side effects, the skin tingling, the tingling face that you'd normally associate with beta-alanine. No, as a whole, I mean, I felt relatively fueled all the way through the workout. I didn't have any come down from it. I would probably use it again. I may increase the dosage that I used. I did only use one scoop. Overall, it was a good product. I would buy it, but I would probably, like I say, I would have to go with a bigger dosage for me.
Done the workout again. Smoke, just the job. I didn't get any like buzzing feeling, no itching. My fingers tingled for like maybe 30 seconds. Felt a bit funny. Cracked on. Insane. I had such a good workout. My normal go-to is like double shot black coffee or a tin of Monster. You know, some shit. Tastes nasty. Gets the job done. But this was brilliant. Yeah, no buzzing, really decent workout, got everything done, no tiredness, no crash afterwards as well, which was ideal. Yeah, I would recommend, and I would absolutely buy some. I'm going to, because I love peach squash, mixes well, did the job, can't complain, cannot. Thank you guys.
Okay, so that's what the testers had to say about Smoke, but what's in the formula? For that, we turn to Richard Foster, owner of Strong Sports Nutrition, to ask him, what do you make of Smoke?
Good afternoon or good morning, depending on when you're watching this. My name is Rick from Strom, and this is the supplement review. Today, I've been asked to have a look at Smoke. And initially, I thought we were onto a winner. However, what I've realized has happened is that the guy who started formulating the product must have died after he did the first 4 ingredients, and then somebody else who's taken over who maybe makes sandwiches for a living. So, formula-wise, we've got 4,000 milligrams of pure L-citrulline. Brilliant, great start. 2,000 milligrams of creatine HCl. That is a whacking dose of creatine HCl. 750 to 1,500 milligrams is sufficient with creatine HCl. Beta-alanine, 2,000 milligrams. A little bit low, but still decent. Beta-alanine is one of these things that actually your saturation dose is the important thing, and get to that however you choose. I prefer it with 3.2, but I can see an argument for doing slightly less because of the paracentesis that some people don't like. Betaine at 1,000 milligrams is an okay dose. Again, it could be higher, but it's not a bad dose. So a good start, decent start, solid looking product, nothing crazy. And then, 0.5 gram of BCAAs in a 2:1:1 ratio. For a start, I don't like listing BCAAs in ratios. I'd rather you just list the dosing of them. You've got a 2:1:1 means you've got 2 times as much leucine as you have isoleucine and valine at 500 milligrams total. That is going to do the square root of fuck all. Even if you had 6 grams of BCAAs in your pre-workout, I'd argue that it's completely fucking pointless. 0.5 gram, no point. 350 milligrams of L-theanine, it's okay. I wouldn't bother with it in a pre-workout personally, but it's okay. 300 milligrams of beetroot extract. It's a 25% beetroot extract. We use a gram in our intra-workout and our pre-workout, and we use a 97% beta vulgaris extract. 300 milligrams at 25% is going to be very poor. Probably not the worst thing in there, but it's not great. 250 milligrams of caffeine, standard. 150 milligrams of L-tyrosine, pointless. Absolutely useless, going to do nothing. 100 milligrams of alpha-GPC. It is alpha-GPC, which is one of the more expensive forms of choline, but it's 100 milligrams. I'm sorry, that's not enough. Use a cheaper form and use more of it, or don't bother with it at all. 50 milligrams of huperzine, that's okay. Given the deficiencies elsewhere, I don't think it makes up for anything. And then you've got some black pepper extract. Now, black pepper extract, people think that it improves uptake. It doesn't. It inhibits an enzyme in your urinary tract so that things remain bioavailable for longer. I quite like bioperine, but it's not an excuse to underdose. You can't put in 300 milligrams of beetroot, add some black pepper, and go, oh, well, it's more because black pepper. It doesn't work like that. So overall, it's not the worst product we've seen. I sent Tariq an example of one of the worst products I've seen earlier today. But I wouldn't spend my money on it. I wouldn't recommend you spend your money on it. It probably tastes quite good. Even if it does, I don't care. So it's a no from me. I think what they've done is they've used ingredients that look good on a label, and they're relying on the consumer not knowing how much of those ingredients you need. That's not the way I like to do business, and it's not the way the supplement industry should work. Spend your money elsewhere.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Richard. I guess that just leaves my opinion. So I used this for a week in place of my regular pre-workout, and these are my thoughts. It's not a terrible pre-workout. It gave me enough energy to get through all of my sets. I felt like I had some decent endurance on it. But for the same money, you can get products that are fully dosed in all the ingredients that will give you better focus, better stim, more endurance. There are a couple of things in here that caught my eye for the wrong reasons. The first one is the inclusion of 2 grams of beta-alanine, but then also niacin on top of that. Now, why is that a bad thing? Some brands make a conscious decision to put less beta-alanine into their products so that it doesn't cause that sort of tingling sensation, beta-alanine tingles. Now, niacin is a B vitamin, and it can cause a sensation that's very similar to the beta-alanine tingles. So you do see some manufacturers topping up their beta-alanine with niacin so that you still get that sensation without having to put all of the beta-alanine in. I'm not saying that that's what they're doing here, it's just something that I don't like to see in a pre-workout. The other thing is the inclusion of 0.5 gram of BCAAs. I just think it's pointless. I think Richard picked up on this in his video. It's just there to put BCAAs on the label, I think. In conclusion, it's not a bad pre-workout. In my mind, it suffers from the same problems as Zero HR in that you've made good ingredient choices, but the dosing is just not where it needs to be. I can't see any reason why you would choose this over any other product on the market, given the price point that it sits at. Is it a terrible product? No. Is it one that I would actively choose? Again, sorry guys, but no. If they sorted out some of their dosing, then I think this would be a contender, but with what's in it, I can't recommend it, unfortunately. But definitely do, if you're a beginner or a novice, somebody who doesn't particularly like the beta-alanine tingles, then maybe it's going to end up straddling the good and bad sections. Good for the ingredient choices and some of the dosing, bad for the dosing on the other stuff. Guys, thanks very much for reaching out to us and for sending us a tub of smoke. Thank you very much to our testers. Thank you to Richard. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.